One of the main things that I strive is to be kind to everyone, no matter where I'm at.
Welcome to Success Superstars, your place for inspiration and the blueprint of success for peak performers just like you. Episode number 138 with my special guest, Rene Jensen. Welcome.
Thank you for having me.
Well, it's an honor, and I'm so excited for this episode because you have so much to share.
Oh, well, thank you for having me. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, well, let's get into it. So before real estate, what did you do?
I was a Group X exercise instructor, a boot camp instructor, and a personal trainer for 15 years. Before that, I stayed home with my kids for about 3 years. And then prior to that, I was in the dental field. So I've had many hats.
Right, but boot camp and physical trainer, you're no stranger to discipline.
Correct.
Did I tell you the time that I had a workout with Jillian Roberts?
No way.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
One-on-one.
Wow.
And she yelled at me because I didn't get my knees up high enough. But I was able to ask her how she broke through. And you know what she told me?
What?
She looked at me, she said, Mark, when I figured out that the opinions of other people don't pay my bills, that's when she had her breakthrough.
That's good advice.
Yeah.
Yes.
So obviously, that was discipline and structure and did that translate into professional real estate sales?
I believe it did, for real. But I also feel like the relationships that I built, learning how to sympathize with people, knowing that they're not alone in how they're feeling in their weight loss journey or in their physical fitness journey, that did definitely translate to how I react and, how my relationships are with my real estate clients.
Right. And it's very similar in that you meet them where they're at.
Yes.
Right? Everyone's at a different stage.
For real, yes.
Maybe some are ready to be a first-time home buyer. Maybe some are to be a move-up. And
Yes.
everyone's at a different stage, just like fitness.
Yes.
So about 17 months ago, you decided to make this amazing move. Was it scary?
It was very scary. I didn't think I was going to be able to do it just because I thought maybe it just wasn't a right fit for me. And once I did it, I wished I would have done it sooner.
Yeah, that's, there's two things that people tell me about JPARs. They wish they'd have got into real estate sooner, and they wish they would have found us sooner. Now, you found an amazing team leader, Kim Taylor.
Yes.
And who's been very instrumental in molding you and in your success and guiding you as a coach.
Yes.
And how has that been?
It's been amazing. We actually had a friendship prior. She and her husband Gordon took my boot camp class for years. They came to the really early class, and you get to know somebody really well whenever you're training them. And I saw how well she was doing. She would post on Facebook, and so I called her, and she just took me under her wing and said, "Let me help you. Let's go." And she's been amazing.
So amazing is one thing, but you get started, and you have a puppy.
Yes.
Actually, a little bigger than a puppy, right?
Yes. A 90-pound lab.
A 90-pound lab, and there's an accident.
Yes.
Tell me about that.
So 2 weeks after I signed on with JPAR, I'm ready to rock and roll, and I was just at the wrong place at the wrong time. My dog was a little excited to go outside, and she knocked me down and broke my leg. So I was out of commission for 12 weeks. I had to go, if I wanted to go anywhere, I had to go via Uber or a friend, and I didn't want to bother anyone, so I took a lot of Ubers for 12 weeks.
Well, and just the mental toughness as being a fitness professional and knowing that, you had to be going through some mental toughness exercise to keep in inspired action. How did you keep doing the right thing each day despite all the obstacles being thrown at you?
Well, I got a lot of phone calls from Kim, and she was very uplifting, a lot of prayer, and I watched everything on Boss forwards and backwards.
Right.
And that really it motivated me to continue on the right path.
Right.
I saw a few episodes of this show, and it really helped me know that there were other people like me out there that had some hardships and some obstacles to overcome, and that it was an okay thing that I could do this.
Yeah. So their story helped inspire you to say, okay, well, if they can do it, I can get through this.
Definitely.
Thing.
And I even called some of the agents
Okay.
that I watched, and had a few of them that met me for coffee, and one in particular talked to me for 3 hours and did not look at their phone the whole time, and was amazing.
That's what I love so much about our culture is exactly what you just described.
Yes.
I've never seen anything quite like it, where we're, even though in some cases we're competing against each other, right? But we're really here to support, enable, lift up, because we know there's plenty enough business for everybody.
Exactly.
Well, so since then, what have you learned? What have you experienced? What would you share with the audience about starting a new business and getting up and running?
Well, even though we are in the business of selling homes, I really feel like the relationship business is what we're really in. Cultivating and caring for those relationships, I believe, is, primarily what we do. If you plant a garden and you don't take care of it, then it's going to fizzle. Those plants are going to fizzle, and I feel like that's the same thing with our clients.
Right.
If we don't cultivate and care for those relationships, then they will fizzle.
Yeah. No, I was reading something as I was preparing for this, and I don't remember who wrote it, but he was writing about how email and texting were so convenient, but the convenience took the relationship piece away from it, right? And so all of these modern day inventions are convenient, but it separates us from the true relationship.
I agree.
How do you keep relationships strong and stronger?
Well, one of the main things that I strive is to be kind to everyone, no matter where I'm at. I can be in line at Target. I can be getting my nails done. And I've actually had several people contact me or ask me, what do you do? And I will let them know, and they will call me. And I had several transactions through people just, meeting people out in the open and out, in public. And so I feel like that's probably my biggest piece of advice is be kind always.
Always be kind.
Yes.
and be prepared. So tell us about your daily routines. What kind of routine do you go through to get set for the day to set yourself up for success?
Well, I try to work out every day.
Well, as a physical trainer, I would. Yeah,
yes.
Yeah.
And it's not always that I get to the gym. I can be walking my dog or, just out for a walk with my husband. And so I just feel like that sets the tone. I show up for myself first. With 2 kids and being a wife of 25 years, I have a 23-year-old and a 20-year-old. A lot of my time was taking care of them.
Right.
And now that they're older and grown, I like to show up for myself first.
Yeah.
Always, have some quiet time in the morning, and I like to, just set the tone for the day with taking care of me.
Right. Love it. So then you're prepared, because when you take care of you, then you're able to give and serve others at a higher level.
Yes.
How are you prospecting? How are you generating leads that's maybe unique or different?
Well, like I mentioned before, not that it's a really unique or different, but just being kind to people out in public. I have made so many relationships that way, so many friends, and being in the fitness industry, I kept in contact with those relationships.
Right.
So for 15 years being a boot camp instructor, Facebook is just so big, and being
Right.
able to keep in contact with people that way. So I still have lots of friends from those times, and just keeping in contact with those people, really caring about their families and caring about them.
Right. It's genuine.
I feel like I connect with them, and so whenever you connect with somebody, you're more likely to
Yeah.
keep in contact with them.
And this kindness thing you're on, I think, is even so much more important today during COVID. You know, the stress level is so high.
Definitely.
The depression has increased. Abuse of, you know, substance, alcohol, whatever, you know, all of those are high. And so even the tensions and stress, you know, I noticed today, you know, people are honking their horns, and you can feel that the stress is higher. So
Definitely.
more kindness is going to shine
Definitely.
in a tough environment.
Well, and making it an easy process for my client. You know, even if they're having a bad day, and you know, I get them on the phone and they have a little bit of stress in their voice, I can
Right.
tell. I always try to not diffuse the situation, but just, you know, let them know that it's going to be okay. You know, take little chunks of the
Yeah.
day and, you know, try to just overcome whatever little hump that we have for that
Yeah.
day. And
It sounds like you naturally know and tune into most of communication is our body language.
Yes.
And then second is our tonality. And the least important is actually the words we say.
yes. for
So
sure.
you're picking up on, you know, you can sense the stress in their voice, or that's a skill
Thank you.
and an art. Well, tell us a little bit about, do you specialize in a specific town, some areas that you're an expert in?
Well, I live in the South Lake Trophy Club Roanoke area.
Great area.
And yes, definitely. So anything surrounding that in that area, but I will go as far as Cedar Creek Lake. We have a house out at Cedar Creek Lake,
Oh,
so
love it.
I know a lot about that lake itself, and so I have some people that are looking out there currently, and
I may have to go check out
yes,
the lake.
it's beautiful.
Yeah, I've seen pictures, and well, there you go. Okay,
Yes.
may have to go. I'll go check out the lake. So that's a great area. So if someone's looking in that area, and someone from the audience need a referral for an agent in that area, we know how to get a hold of Rene. Well, as we wrap up, is there anything you would like to share with the audience from your heart about being an entrepreneur, starting a business with a disaster, right? Breaking your leg. You know, you start your business,
Right.
and you break your leg. That had to be tough. So, any last words?
I just think don't be afraid to reach out to people. Don't be afraid to reach out to your friends, to other people that are in whatever business that you're in. You know, so in real estate, the people that were there for me the most were other agents, and so, you know, like-minded people.
Right.
And then also I sought out people that had
Right.
similar things happen. So, you know, don't be afraid to reach out to those people, because I really feel like there's a lot more kindness out there than we realize.
Yeah. Well, I think it's so important because as a self-employed entrepreneur in this business, you can become isolated so easily. Like, we don't have big corporate offices or large gatherings, or it's not like a traditional office environment that you go in and check in every day. You're on the road with clients, and many times you'll go days. Primarily, your only contact is you and your clients.
Right.
So staying connected and not being isolated is huge.
I agree.
Yeah. All right. Well, with that, thank you for coming in today.
Thank you for having me.
And we'll see you soon on another episode of Success Superstars.